Hello. This video is some background context about an emergency use OER for Math 1102, and this is Jim Bradley talking to you. As many of you know, we've been using this book for decades, and I first became aware of this when one of my students said she was a granddaughter and a grandmother had used this book. Now, this book does have shortcomings, but it is comfortable. It's the right size, it's a workbook format, you can assign every problem, so on and so forth. So we've been using this for a long time, and no one really wanted to change. But the title notwithstanding, this was in Cengage's Health Sciences product line and not a math book. Now, I did long ago, when I realized people really did want to keep using this for as long as they could, I did exact a promise from the product manager that since Cengage owned the rights, they would print copies for COD as long as we wanted the book, and it was enormously profitable for them to do so. It cost them about a nickel a page to do this, and they sold this for around $300, $200, $300. So all was good because we were using a book we liked and they were willing to do it. But the smiley face turned to a frowny face recently. Cengage, new players, reneged on this promise this summer, refusing to print copies for our need, and also, as I followed up, refusing to allow us to print this ourselves. Now, some at COD recommended having Xanadu seek the permission, and so I did, but that failed too. Now, fortunately, the committee that is involved in this, and namely Mike McCabe, did some prospective research. No one really wanted to change, but he was just saying, well, what's out there in the OER world? And he did this earlier and during happier times. But now, because of Mike's industry, there is an OER option, and in fact, that's the emergency recommendation you're doing. And this is on the shelf in case needed, and it looks like it's needed. So this is Mike's work product that he found in its Mathematics for Health and Physical Science, second edition. You can see that it was a 2020 work product, and I will show you the content. So you've got review of fractions, decimals, operation with the integers, formulas and equations are here, and this was stronger than the other book was on that part. We had to have an additional resource there doing percents, units of measure, applications, and focusing only on dimensional analysis and scientific notation. Now, as I look at this, if I were teaching this, and I have taught this course many times, the only things I would potentially skip would be the chapter on molarity, although I might actually want to do that, and also talking about logarithms, pH, and molarity. That's probably not something that we've done before, although it wouldn't be a bad thing to do. So those are the segments, those are the places that maybe it would be optional to not cover things. It fits with the course description. The course description is shown here. All of the course descriptions are addressed, and the course objectives also are all addressed within this book. So I would be comfortable using this book if I were teaching this, and I would hope that others could be too. The topical outline would be different because that usually is showing how things happen in the book, and certainly this is a different book. Now, as you know, statistics is optional in this course, but this book, there's been no flags raised about this, so this is still available for those who do the optional statistics topics. And similarly, there was a custom packet. There wouldn't have to be a change here, but also as I look at the topics that are covered, I realize that these topics are well covered in the new book, so perhaps this could be left out. It's only $5, so I probably would just include it in case people are comfortable with this. Again, the goal is not to make people uncomfortable, but to provide a resource for the students. Now, you want to probably look at this, and so if you want to look at this, where you should go is on Blackboard to Z-Share. And I posted it in Mike McCabe's room because he deserves credit for finding this resource. So I posted it there. And so if you go to this Z-Share, which you all belong to, and you go to McCabe's room, what you will find is Mathematics for Health and Physical Sciences, 2nd edition down here. And so that's where you can go to review the entire book in preparation for considerations that will be upcoming. Okay, so stay tuned for emergency use sanction proceedings associated with the math department. And I am sending this to Xanadu pending such approval. They won't print this until there is such approval, but having this ready to go with them as well. Peace be with you all. Please take care.